I got to thinking about the key individuals that meant so much to me back then. And if Dr. Snow, Dr. Ferris, Mr. Behrens, Coach Bright, if a lot of those folks knew that this was happening today, they would be in total shock and amazement.
The biggest thing I think about Woody Cummins is the amount of friends that he has here in Faulkner County. Everybody knows Woody, knows of Woody, or knows Woody personally.
He never met a stranger, and those who meet him are most often convinced he's their new best friend. It was not uncommon to go anywhere in the state, mention that you were from Conway, and be asked, "Do you know Woody?"
When I think about Woody, I think of several C's, the obvious one being Cummins. But the other C's that people may not think of is he's a fantastic communicator. The second thing I think about from a C perspective is his compassion for people, meeting them where they are and wanting to see them reach their goals.
I have a lot of genuine reasons for feeling a great affection for this university. The real special semester was my senior year, meeting and eventually marrying Cora Barnes.
I can't think of Woody without thinking about Cora. Without Cora, there would be no Woody. And I want to say give public recognition to Cora for sharing Woody with all of us.
That is the single best decision or experience I had at the University of Central Arkansas.
He's always got a hand in something, you know. There's an old saying about him, not about him, but about people that they are a jack of all trades but a master of none. Well, this does not apply to Woody Cummins because he is a master of many, many things.
I was not blessed with a lot of talent and skills, and so I think I've been well served by working hard and working long. I think I experienced a lot of people that would be rated as having high emotional intelligence when I was here at UCA. And I'd like to think that I adapted or adopted some of their behaviors. And it's been very beneficial.
I'm very honored to receive this recognition and appreciate all the efforts that went into the nomination process and the decision making. President Davis, I thank you, the Board of Trustees, UCA Foundation, the Alumni Association, and everyone that sponsors this wonderful recognition. Now, I would be neglectful if I didn't recognize and share with this award with my wife of 53 years, Cora. She has 2 degrees from UCA, and as many of you know, I seldom do anything that she doesn't approve of. I'd also like to recognize my daughter, Katie, her husband, Anthony, my brother, Mike, his wife, Myrna. My golf buddies are over here, and my associates from Belling Company are back in the back. Thank y'all for being here tonight. I know, and many others in this room know, that there are many individuals that qualify for this award much more than I do. And I want to tell those individuals, I'm really going to pull for you to get recognized someday. But you're going to be challenged to be more appreciative of this recognition more than I am. Recently, I was asked why I have remained so engaged with the university so much after graduation. And I've given that question a great deal of thought in the last few weeks. It's obvious the time I spent here was pretty unbelievable. I received 3 degrees, played football under Raymond Bright, had teammates like Bobby Tyner and several other people. And like I mentioned, I met Cora while I was here. But I think those things alone will not really tell you why I have such an emotional attachment to this university and why I have become so engaged in so many activities. And I'll come back to engage later. You need to know that I enrolled at Arkansas State Teachers College my second freshman year. My first freshman year, I majored in lack of self-discipline, and I minored in terrible decision-making. Unfortunately, neither of the institutions I attended recognized those courses of study. I grew up in Mark Tree, and I enjoyed the benefits of a loving family, a well-run school district, and a great and friendly community. That environment nurtured me through several developmental stages in my life. When I went to college my first year, quite honestly, I just failed to link up with that. Anthony, would you bring me my water? I just failed to link up with that environment that I so much needed. At UCA, I found the environment to be very different. My first semester on campus, I had English under a professor, Miss Hinsey. Now, I need to tell you, Miss Hinsey did not have the talent that Miss Lewis's teachers had. Miss Hinsey had a much greater challenge. Well, I was having some trouble with my English writing assignment, so I went up to Miss Hinsey and told her about my problems. And I don't think I was really asking for support as much as I was sympathy. Well, Miss Hinsey fooled me. We had class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so she said, what do you have Tuesday and Thursday at X period? And I wasn't smart enough to think and tell her I had something. I said, well, nothing. She said, good, come to my office. And so for the rest of that semester, I went to her office every Tuesday and Thursday, and she gave me extra work and extra assignments. And now I did not make an A in her class, but I tell you, I did pass it successfully. And Miss Hinsey was more than just an English teacher. She was a teacher that had high expectations for her students. She was interested in me. And she encouraged me to take an initiative that I'd never taken before. And it sort of felt good, and I think it carried on. Now, this example is probably not unique to UCA. I'm sure there are many college instructors that provide additional work to help students overcome. But it's what happened to me. And it happened to me when I was at UCA, and I never forgot that. I earned a good education at UCA. I learned, in addition to the academic subjects, I learned good approaches, good activities. From Raymond Bright, I learned the benefits of hard work and teamwork. From Mr. Behrens, I learned how a young man would conduct himself socially. From Dr. Polk, he taught me how important it was to be punctual. Now, there's a large number of things that I can't list here tonight that I learned from other instructors, but those of you that knew those people probably learned those same lessons from them. I finally had discovered the environment that I needed when I came to UCA. I had a faculty that was caring. I had a well-run institution, and I was with a modest-sized student body where you could know lots of people. That still happens on this campus today. Several years ago, I was over at the foundation office, and Haley Crafton Fowler stopped me, and she told me about a calamity that was about to happen. There was an organization that I used to be a member of that was facing a deadline, and nobody was working on it, and we only had a few months. So she helped me get together some people, and we gathered together and started making a few phone calls. To make a long story short, we met the timeline, we met the requirement, but I noticed there was about 30 or 40 people that we'd contacted in this process, some of them that had never been on campus before. All of a sudden, I started seeing them at ball games, I started seeing them at concerts, and I was just amazed. It turns out, once they became engaged, they enjoyed it so much, they started doing other things. And we saw how important engagement was. It's important for all of us to remember that engagement is not necessarily expensive. You're engaged when you read the publications from UCA, when occasionally you look at the website, when you just walk across campus. You know, you'll be surprised. You'll learn, just like Dr. Davis was talking about, how many great things are happening here. It's a great source of pride for those of us that are alumni. I encourage you to become more engaged. I think there are a lot of people that want to be engaged because we saw a 23% increase in the day of giving last year during the worst days of the pandemic. And that's a real indicator. People enjoy engagement. When I'm engaged with the university, I always receive more than I give. If I'm attending a performance in fine arts, if I'm attending a football game, teaching a class, mentoring a student, or just walk across campus, I always receive something when I am engaged with the university. The programs and the quality of programs are just amazing the more you know about it. Again, Dr. Davis, I wish to thank you and the leadership of the university. It's the greatest honor. I could never have imagined this. If you know someone that wants to become engaged with the university, I've got a great way to do it. You can come to next year's football game, September 1st. Come see the tailgate party that me and my golf buddies have. We can guarantee you a festive atmosphere. There'll be stimulating conversation, and we'll even laugh at your jokes. Now, I want to close and thank you all for being here. And in the words of Coach Raymond Bright, he said, if you're going to be a bear, be a woolly bear. I'm amongst a large number of woolly bears tonight, and it feels real good. Thank you very much. Don't worry, that applause is not bringing me back for more. I forgot my medal.